You know what? Happy Black History, American, Black or African American History Month. I just saw the heroic, good film, The Birth of a Nation, directed by my 79 brother. We both were 79 kids. Nate Parker. That was a good movie. It was painful. Parts was joyful when he fought against the slave masters. And just to let you know that what they show about the chopping the white racist man head off in the movie is nothing new because my dad's side of the family, Big Mama, my grandmother's, on my dad's side, her mother, her maternal grandfather, yeah, my third great grandfather on that side of the family was a butler, and if you want to hear about the butlers in Polk County, Texas. He shot a white man's head off. Showed it. That was my yep. That's in my DNA. And it was a racist one, not no good one, a racist one. Okay, and the butlers had to go to Houston because of that situation. That movie, I'm glad I saw it. I'm glad I used my Google survey money, and I was glad that they popped up. I said, let me see if they have it available. And trust me, that movie deserved an Oscar. Birth of a Nation, directed by Nate Parker, deserved an Oscar. I don't care if the Oscar people, and I know a person who is Republican, who is the committee. So say, Dash, part of you was right and part of you was wrong. So don't make that claim. I met somebody, I ain't saying anything who they are. They're the committee of the Oscars and the Academy Awards, and they are Republican. But that's not the relative to the story. This movie, Nate Parker did a great job making this movie. It went to where he was a slave. No, I'm not laughing at that part. I'm talking about the story. And what I'm glad that he pointed out in that movie, and all of us need to be in school and going to college, when the white woman said, these books are for white people. And to all people African descent who say you thinking white, acting white, when one of us, dark, light, whatever, read books that's not stereotypical stuff, not that twerking and not that jigaboo, pickaninny, seven stuff. It is about educational stuff. You make fun of us who try to get an education and say we're trying to be white when many of us are part white since they did raping and everything else. And this movie was showing that too. His wife got raped by a white man and his mother was raped by a white man. So your argument is stupid. So you're being the white man's niggas. You call yourself a nigga. To those in our community who are thugs and hood rats, you are the white man's niggas. So, in that movie, she said these are white people's books. And I'm glad that they was showing the movie to let us know we need to stop having that slave mentality that we don't want to read. We need to read stuff they say they put in a book that we're not going to read it. That's why we end up being ignorant. And I'm glad it showed how the Bible was distorted. Because I point this out as a Catholic Christian, as an ex-pastor, and I ain't perfect. When St. Peter said in the scriptures, I ain't talking about the one that Nat Turner read that was distorted. I'm talking about the second book that he written, where it said personal interpretation, scripture, and prophecy. For 2 Peter chapter 1, verses 20-21, and third chapter of 2 Peter, verses 15, 16, 17, that people distort scripture on destruction, and them slave masters were distorting the scripture on destruction. They knew that storing the word of God and putting on demonic interpretation to it, they can control the slaves. Also, it showed how they used the preacher to control the slaves. And this is no different than Planned Parenthood with Margaret Sanger, where she used the Protestant minister of African American descent to tell their flock to not go against abortion and contraception. And it goes on to this day, because I know people in my personal life like to thumb Bible verses at me. And you always be corrected. Well, it says in the Bible, ain't perfect, that you never correct a scoffer. That's in Proverbs 9, 7-9. And 15:12, I think 13 of verse, you don't correct a scoffer. So what are you doing correcting me if I don't want to be corrected? And then too, it tells you that what Paul read in I think it's Romans 8 or 9, that he read from Isaiah, that I was found on those and even those asked for me. And I was glad in the movie that Turner read the Galatians verse, I think chapter 5, where St. Paul says, don't submit to men, it's yoked to slavery, whatever. And he was right. And he brought false prophets, and them slave masters were false prophets. I'm glad that the brothers, they got together. They fought, with guns, knives. Some didn't fought with no shoes on. So those who make that claim about you got to have, no, they fought, but yes, they did. They also fought and did not care about dying. And I'm sorry that sometimes, I'm not advocating suicide, but sometimes when I get angry and it don't care, that comes in my head. When I said that if I was a slave, I wouldn't mind master killing me. He had no fear of being lynched at the end of the movie. What made me mad in the movie, when the little boy went and told white master what was going on. And when I was watching him being lynched, Nat Turner, I said to myself, to the little boy before he became man, fought on the Yankee side, okay? At the end of the movie, there's a reason to cry. You ain't told that man what was going on. I like the fact that Nate Parker brought up all that stuff in the movie to remind us that in this generation needs to change. And when he rebelled and went against the slave masters, it showed they went against anybody of African descent, dark, light, mixed, pure black, whatever. Look like white folks, like Paris Jackson, to those look like Wesley Snipes. They kill a bunch. And I'm not laughing at part. What I'm trying to bring it up is that when Barack Obama won in 2008, that's what these racist police people who infiltrated from the Ku Klux Klan, that's exactly what they did. Okay? Exactly. They went after, that's why we had all that stuff going on with the police corruption, to take it out. Because they didn't like the fact that a partial black man who, won as a president of the United States and did more better job than this president we have today for 8 years. Yeah, I may be on welfare, but I ain't living in no grandma's house. Okay? And I'm trying to get off of welfare. No, I never want to be on welfare. Let's get that straight. I'm glad that we brought this up. I go back to the movie where the white woman told Nat Turner when he's a little boy, this is for white folks. We need to stop celebrating public housing and welfare and food stamps. That is a temporary. In my case, my goal is a temporary. My goal is to have my own stuff and not have nobody hand me down all the time. As I'm getting hand-me-downs, hand my own self up and get my own self up and have my own stuff. That's what I want. So celebrate welfare and food stamps is like something, I make jokes about it, but on a serious level, stop it, y'all. Stop buying that. They use that stuff to explore us and put us in a predicament where we're a permanent underclass, as Joe Clark said in the movie Lean on Me. Okay? This movie says a lot of stuff. And I'll go back, I ain't perfect. I use the Bible they use against us. I think Hosea 4:6, people suffer of a lack of knowledge. And that's why that white woman told Nat Turner when he was a little boy that this was for white folks, because it was going to make him more educational. So y'all over here talk about learning, going to school is the white man's thing. You are a slave. You can call yourself a nigger. You are a slave. You are the white master's favorite slave. We who go against that, who read, who try to get educated, who learn about history, who don't think outside the box, who refuse to be a crab bear, we're not the coons. Who don't portray negative stereotypes, we're not the coons. We are the freedom fighters like Nat Turner. Nat Turner You are Rob. If he, you know what I'm saying, he is my role model. And I'm glad, and we're learning history. And we need to look at that movie, and we should tell the Oscar people, email the, I don't care, make this part of your nomination and make it win. There was a good movie. There was a good movie to remind us about our history, and I hope they make another movie like this about the black Seminoles. And trust me, I would love to play, since I'm proud of my partial black and Native American roots, along with the white roots too. And I ain't talking about the bad people. Let's get it straight. When I say I'm proud of my black and white roots, I ain't proud of those slave masters raping. And also, there was a white woman who had a mixed child on my family, on my mama's side. So they ain't all came from rape. But realize I say I'm proud of the mixture, because I ghost, I ain't perfect. I know I cuss, I know a lot of things, but I know my scriptures a lot of things, not all things. And Deuteronomy tells you that God changes curses into blessing. We all that blessing that came out that curse. And that's why white folks, when white people who are racist, who claim to be our friend, when we say we're part white and Native American, besides but black, they get offended because they don't want to see the same pot with us. They don't know they're racist when they do that mess. They have an inferiority complex. We don't. We know who we are. We're a multiracial people. I'm telling you. They get mad, and I love it when they get mad, because I don't want to be a friend either. You don't like to be my friend? Bye. Bye. I'll be like Joe Lopez. Bye. Bye. You know? I tell you, this was a great movie. Nate Parker, I don't care what the hell they put you through. You deserve a blessing to get an Oscar. Okay, movie of the year, whatever the best movie. The Academy Award goes to Nate Parker, Birth of a Nation. Okay, that's all I have to say, y'all. Happy African-American Black History, Black Heritage Month. As an African-American, as a multiracial man of African-American, French, Spanish, Creole, see, English, Irish, Native American, I say, bravo, brother, who born the same year, 79. We almost 40. You know, this